What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic. Today is Thursday. That means we got some Gears of War discussion going on today. Uh, so yesterday I put out a video, some Lancer hate messages, and on Frag Logic, it was a couple weeks ago, I talked about the Gears of War community, at least a few people here and there, and the hate, simultaneous hate, but also the I think unfair assessment of the Lancer. If you check the forums, there have been some folks that have been saying that the Lancer is underpowered, and as such, you can't get any kills with it, or it's very difficult, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't compare to the Gnasher. But the last few games that I've played where I've really utilized the Lancer against some, like, I don't know if they're organized teams or just some really like super intense hardcore ranked folks that explicitly like Gnasher play, they had some choice words for for me, just using the Lancer, and there's what, you have three starting weapons, and then you got some pickups that you can get on occasion if you don't get downed or something like that. So I just think it's kind of interesting that the community, and this has been something that's been a part of the game for a very long time. There's some folks, some very, I'll say elitist attitude folks that feel like the only way to play is with the Gnasher, and if you don't play any other way, then you are a bad person. You don't know how to play the game. You are a noob. Whatever the case may be, all types of things are thrown in there when you beat someone with a weapon that they don't like. Happens in every single game. Gears is no outlier in this case. So, I think that's pretty interesting. That being said, talking specifically about the Lancer, I've seen some folks talk about its power and strength and whether or not it's viable. And quite frankly, I feel like it's in a pretty good spot. I think that a lot of folks maybe have gotten used to maybe the Gears 2 or Gears 3 Lancer where stopping power was in play, and in Gears 3 the output damage for the Lancers and the rifles in general was a little more intense, a little more amped up than in Gears of War 1. So, Gears of War 1's focus with the Lancer is one, getting, a couple active rounds before you engage in, I'd say, the first firefight. So, like, I think it was Lancer Power, the gridlock gameplay. I had one of the tips that we used to do, or tactics, I should say, one of the things that we used to do is before you roll up, if you're engaging on Sniper Tower, before you actually roll up there and fight, you shoot 3 shots, roll, and then active right as you get to the steps, and that would give you an edge if you hit those 4 active shots in the head specifically, for some bonus damage to either check that person down and then continue to push in, or down them. A lot of folks will basically try to challenge you up there, at least in a competitive play, and try to outlancer you. So that was a tactic that we kind of developed over, the course of like 2 years back when we were competing on Gears of War 1, and it's still very viable in a lot of situations where you're going to have firefights and Lancer on Lancer battles against other players. So, there's a number of scenarios I can think of, and the other thing that you need to do when you're using the Lancer is stand still. All too often people will strafe a little bit left and right, and sometimes that works for you as long as you once you stop, or once you feel like you've made the other person miss, you continue to be set and fire. When I'm firing my Lancer, I am perfectly still, because just moving a little bit left and right will cause you to miss shots very, very, very frequently when you're using the Lancer. So you need to be very conscious of that. You need to understand that getting actives a little bit ahead of time can help you. And those are the 2 main things. Other than that, it's like positioning, and if you're in a team, about crossfire and stuff like that to help you kind of check down players or get them down, or kill them outright. So those are like the things that I think that you can work on as an individual, getting actives and standing still. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of grit, because you know you'll get kind of nervous when you see your cog emblem starting to fill up. But I promise you, if you land those shots first, if you have some actives, and if you're hitting them in the head, you're going to get that down. Outside of that, again, it's just based on team play. So, you know, I wanted to briefly kind of talk about the Lancer because the messages that I've gotten so far have been atrocious. And, you know, I talked about this as well on FragLogic. You know, I've been playing Destiny and a couple other games. I played a lot of Titanfall, as you guys know, before Destiny came out. I was playing that heavily. I think I have more hours in Titanfall than I do Destiny, if that's any idea of how much I was actually playing Titanfall. So, you know, in those two communities, I barely ever, I think in a year of Destiny, I have gotten maybe 3 hate messages or people just upset about stuff. In Titanfall, I don't even know if I got one. I don't think I got one in Titanfall. In Gears, in week 1, I got like 4 or 5 hate messages from folks in the community. So, you know, I don't know if that's like a litmus test for the type of folks that you're going to engage with, but it's certainly, you know, I would say it's not a good look for the community when you play a week and people are bitching about the weapons that are in the game, right? Like if you're using basically a third of your arsenal in the game, someone's upset about it. I think that's pretty sad, to be honest with you. So, yeah, this is some thoughts on the Lancer, and, you know, I thought that would be a point of interest for you guys. I know there's a lot of heated discussion about all things Gears of War right now, being the Gnasher, the Lancer, surprisingly not the pistol, and a couple other things in the game. But, you know, for me, I'm just enjoying myself and relaxing, just trying to have fun. We're in video games, man, just trying to have some fun. So hope you guys enjoyed today's commentary. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you have not already, and until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?